Alright, there's my sump tank, and I put a branch in there to help break down, I guess, and help acidify the water. We got some critters in there that'll eat on that. So this is the 22nd of July, and I just put up a new trellis over the sump tanks. And straight, flat, and level was never in the job description. But I think it'll do the job, and it's pretty sturdy. Everything else has been going gangbusters. Tomatoes and peppers and cherry tomatoes. And all these tomatoes were down in here because they were falling down. I'd been pulling them down. Then I put the trellis up, but before I put this wire on top, I pulled all of it back this way. I put the wire, and then I pulled it all back this way. So if you look at them, they're a little upset. But these guys are tomatoes, and I don't think nothing's gonna die. Maybe I lose a few branches or something, but I don't think major damage is gonna result. Everything's going. I discovered that my grow bed, I think, is starting to clog, or it's not level, because I've got I've got water about an inch off. There we go. It's maybe an inch and a half off the surface of the gravel, which is in line with the top of the grow bed. But if you look in here, you can see that the water level is actually 4 or 6 inches lower in here. So either it's really thick in here, so water's not easily able to pass, and maybe it's due to my aeration. Oh, that's an idea. Or maybe it's due to roots. So it builds up here until it pushes hard enough to get over there and drain off. And that only has to build up a couple inches. Or the worst option is that that post or that end of the grow bed is sinking. And compared to that side, which maybe not sinking but not getting any higher either. So then the water goes that way. And I already had an issue with water overflowing this end of the bed earlier today and then getting onto the ground. So it's something I'll have to think about. What else is going on? I ran out of poles, so I used an old branch to secure the end of that that trellis wire, and that's just polypropylene coated steel, I believe. Oh, part of my trimming efforts. And here's my nutrient reclamation tank, going anaerobic at the moment. And I did this with about a one-third to two-thirds mix of system water versus hose water. And then after about a day, I stuffed in, I cleared a patch for my wife's lemon tree. So dug a hole, but before I dug the hole, I cleared just the grasses and stuff, and I stuck that in there too. So I figured grasses have nutrients. Boom, we're gonna take them, integrate them into the system. So anaerobic for a few days, aerobic for a few days, and then put the water in. Loganberries has kind of stopped growing this way, but has been putting off a lot of new shoots up on top. So that looks good. Mulberry, or whatever that is, looks like it's about to die. My Valencia onions are getting much bigger compared to last time, and they look really good. My finger next to them, they were a little shrimps last time. And the strawberries are hanging on. I don't know that any of them are doing especially well, but they're doing okay. And I've been pulling cukes off the cukes, and no peppers off the peppers, but my goodness, there's that tomato plant. It's just huge. And my orange tree, which I recently retooled the plumbing so that it achieves a higher elevation inside. And I put a little spyglass in here so we can see, can't see, but we can see the water level inside, and you can kind of see there's a ring of scum inside. So that's how high the water level's getting now. And good to be able to see that. So the orange tree is on a flood drain cycle. The bathtub is on a flood drain cycle. This grow bed is on a constant flow cycle. Constant flow, constant height. As is this bed and this bed. And these last two beds both feed off of that first white bed right there. So, my Solomon swords, 1 and 2, or they're false Solomon swords, not doing too good. I think they didn't get water, was I think the problem, and because the water was too low. And then this is a citronella plant, which seems to be kind of perking up a little bit, but again, I think it was starving for water. And the orange tree, what have we got? Looks like a baby orange. And there was one under here. Can't hide from me. Boop. Alright. So I'm sure that'll be tasty at some point in the future. Alright, oregano. And where that one lettuce green or whatever that was, salad green, was put into seed, and it finally did, and these are all of its offspring. So they're all growing in here, and they were also growing in here, but I weeded those out, except for that's what happens when you nature, you know, let it go natural, and then you gotta fight it. But whatever. So it's all a learning experience, and it's mostly in the right spot. Other than that, this is that blackberry I brought back from the river. It seems to be doing bad, but not as bad as it used to be. And the dragon fruit, also bad. My pH is about 8.6, and I put in some new bricks in my sump tank for the critters I'm talking about, to hide in and under. And I think that was new brick, and I think that it is raising my pH. So I'm just gonna let it chill out like that for a little while, and if it doesn't change, then I don't know, buy some old bricks or soak the new ones in some kind of acid and try and draw out all the carbonates. Alright, what else? We got cucumber, snapdragon, the super tall raspberry, which, look at all those little berry pods on the end. How cool. I hope it's raspberries. They told me it was raspberries, but maybe it's not. But it looks like raspberry. And we got another one here coming up, just off of that one. And then lots of raspberries coming up out of the soil. And the peas never really did good. The slugs are just working them from the bottom to the top, these lazy slugs. So they just, the first leaf they hit, they start chewing on it. So over time, they're just kind of working their way up. Hopefully these will put out peas before the slugs get to the top. And what else? Elderberry is gone. I came back and it was just gone. Just, I don't know what happened to it. And that other dragon fruit, these cactuses are staying in there. I don't know about cactus in a aquaponics, but it seems to be holding out. And the red currant, red flowering currant is okay. Everyone is kind of suffering, I think, from nutrient lockout at this high pH, but they're all hanging in there. They're showing out as well, various, but it usually manifests like it says low nitrogen or low iron. see. But for the most part, everyone's doing good, and we got fat tomatoes, little baby tomatoes here. 1, 2, 3, and oh, I've got one more grow bed to look at. My pumpkin plant, and I think not pollinated, and I think pollinated, but I could be wrong. So we'll see. Hopefully we get pollination occurring in here. Strawberries like the dickens, which is nice. See that paying off. And actually, see that one is a strawberry from the plant in the ground. So that's cool too. Really cool. And the pine berries are hanging in there. These white strawberries are supposed to be. And alright, muskmelon is doing good. That muskmelon, there's the biggest pine berry. And muskmelon was overshadowed by that mustard plant for a long time. But now it's not like that anymore. So he's getting his due, and doesn't seem to put out a lot of, oh, look at that, he's saying iron. He's saying iron. Doesn't seem to put off a lot of huge leaves like the pumpkin or the squash, which is really, really something. But, yeah, seems to do okay. Alright, so, continuing on. And the thornless blackberry is just berries everywhere, just, you know, the definition of prolific. My squash, I think those are harvestable right there. 1 and 2. And, can't tell if that's a rotten one or still growing or what. Okay, we're hanging out in there. Looks good, looks good. Blackberries all in there. A pumpkin. And I feel like I planted something else in here. I can't remember what it was. Kind of off to the side, maybe. No, I guess not. Alright. And taking a look at my fish. I'm out of fish food and I got more coming, but till then I'm feeding them the duckweed and mosquito larvae from the nutrient reclamation tank. And, oh yeah, they seem to like that. I think the tannins in the wood in the one sump tank is causing this dark coloration of the water. It looks dark to me anyway. Maybe not on the video. That was one of my first fish right there, that pale one with the 2 red spots. He was one of the first, 6 or 7 I think that I had. Same with him was one I think, and him. And I think that one with the dot by his tail, that pale one. And that dark one, there's a dark one in here. There he goes. I don't know where he went, but... Alright, filters seem to be doing something. Relatively dirty water comes in, and then relatively clean water. So there's still some solids getting through, but for the most part. The water is so still. Alright, well that's the story. And that's what's happening over here. Pretty happy about that new trellis. And I plan to do another one this way and another one this way. And then maybe like little triangles between like slices. So it's like a big satellite dish, you know, like a big flower petal facing the sun. Taking in the, I don't know. But it's a neat design, or in my head it is. Someone with more artistic ability could make it look a lot nicer, but it's a nice idea. Alright, well, this is it. Signing off. July 22nd update.